Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. It's your boy JNark, aka Crystal World, and we are continuing the series with the rebuild series as we are now rebuilding the Jets. And let's we got the Chiefs Buccaneers Super Bowl, obviously. We have players ready to negotiate. Buccaneers won the Super Bowl. Let's see what players we are re-signing. Starting off with Marcus May, free safety. He's asking for 4 years. He's already 28 years of age, but he's a great player nonetheless. And I think he'll be great in the back end for us. So I think we bring him back. We bring him back for sure. Give him a deal. So Marcus May is back. Brian Poole, veteran corner, asking for $7 million. We'll draft the corner instead. Bradley McDougall as a backup, asking for not too much of a cap hit. We could do this, but he wants to test out free agency. Be my guess. Rashard Perriman, we'll draft the receiver. Jordan Jenkins, you're young, somewhat of a young right outside linebacker. You want to test free agency? Be my guest. Patrick Uwanaso, we need Pat Elfin. Pat Elfin would be great for us to keep around. We need these guys as backup, just as depth. So I think this would be good for us to re-sign these guys for depth. Josh Doxson, I think we're not gonna keep you around. And these guys here, we'll re-sign them and go into the draft. So after re-signing the players we needed to re-sign, we have $66 million available in cap, and we can see who's available right now, as we have Denzel Mims and Jamison Crowder as the best receivers. This is our quarterback situation. Our running back situation is not looking too bright as well. But before we get into free agency, this is a move we're going to have to make, as some of y'all do not expect us to make this move. But in this realistic rebuild, Sam Darnold is finding a new home. It might have to be the Colts. Oh, they don't have Carson Wentz yet. They still have just Jacob Eason. So, as realistic as I want it to be, I don't think Sam Darnold will go to the Colts or will get traded to the Colts in that manner, as they have Carson Wentz. But the Washington football team would work for him. And as we need a first-round pick, I think this would work. They said make a better offer. A 2 and a 3 for Sam Darnold. Make a better offer. 2 and a 3 for Sam Darnold, and we throw in one of our we have lots of picks. We have many picks here, so we throw in our own 4 just to get that 2 and a 3 from the Washington football team. Ooh, we need to do more. How about for a 2 straight up? Charles was accepted. So Sam Darnold's gone. Sam Darnold is now on the Washington football team. That is his team now, and yeah, that's what we're going with in this draft. That's the move we're making, and yeah, we're just gonna have to. I'll show you guys who we're gonna have to sign. But as of right now, we're gonna go see if we could sign a receiver, someone to help out the crew, someone with a veteran presence, and I feel like someone like Allen Robinson would do the trick. Realistically speaking. But I think he would want to go to a contender instead. So someone that would want to prove their worth as still a competent receiver. Be someone like Corey Davis. Corey Davis would fit the script on this team. We give him this deal. I think he would fit the script very well for the squad. Tight end is position of need, and the Packers letting Robert Tonyan walk, I feel like that's a player they go for, as he proved to be very reliable. So we sign him to a deal as well. Left tackle, we have Mekhi Becton. Left guard, we have Alex Lewis and Pat Elfin. Center, we have Connor McGovern, but of course signing a backup or drafting backup will be fine as well. And then right guard is position of need. So they go for someone like Lane Taylor, another Packer player that could help out. They give him a 1-year deal to be onto the team. Right tackle, that position is something that needs help. They signed someone like, we already have 2 right tackles, so a trade would obviously have to be done there. D-line is not too bad, as the D-tackle position would be needed to be assisted. So that's a position of need that would probably have to draft as well. Left outside linebacker. Middle linebacker is okay for now. Right outside needs someone for sure. Corners, we don't have any corners. So the Jets splurging on someone like Jason Verrett would be something that would happen, because he had a great year. He had a phenomenal year with the Niners. I feel like they would give him a deal. And then they would see someone like Desmond Trufant would be a free agent. But they would go for someone like Fabian Moreau, give him a 1-year or 2-year deal, just to get him onto the team, so they technically solidify their cornerback position. Ashton Davis is our starter, and our strong safety of Marcus May. Kicker, we don't have a kicker, but sign someone like Joey Sly. That's something light. Sign Joey Sly to a deal. And then punter should be good there too. Yeah, we're good. So we make those moves. Let's see if that does anything for us. So we got Tunyon, a right guard, receiver, Jason Red, Joey Sly, and Fabian Morrow. So we upgraded some positions. We're going to import our local file though. So we're going to take a look at players that we could potentially select, as Trevor Lawrence is up there as well. But Trevor Lawrence, if he's available, would be the pick we go with, obviously, for the quarterback position. But there's still other positions of need that we should take a look at, as like we signed 2 corners, but we're still gonna have to look towards the future. So drafting some players wouldn't be too bad, or scouting some players wouldn't be too bad, I'd say. So we got Tunyon, we got some positions, that's pretty good. So the offense is a 75 and the defense is 77. We could still look at some positions we would need to get. So quarterback is obviously position. We have a receiver core now. That's not the greatest, but it's still pretty solid. Our tight end is pretty good. O-line is okay for right now, but we still need we would still need a right tackle as well. Defense, CJ Mosley is injured. We still need some linebackers and D linemen to help out, but we addressed the safety or the secondary position. So what we're gonna do here is make some moves, and then we'll show you guys the draft. So like a player like the Jets have, like George Font, I feel like if they can't trade him away for a pick, then I feel like it's someone they just cut. And realistically speaking, they'll cut him by looking at the roster, looking at the his value, like how much it would be if we cut him. Like if there would be a penalty for cutting him from the team. So that's what we're gonna find out right now. If we cut him from the team, there would be a $2 million penalty, so it would be worth cutting him. And he's a captain, but we would get money for releasing him. So that's something we do. We incur a penalty of $2 million, so we only gain a total of $5 million from that. And then also with the right guard there too, we're not going to need 2. So Greg Van Roten, we're going to release him as well and free up some cap, as we have to prepare for the upcoming draft and see if we can sign more players. So we're going to keep scouting, and then we're going to go right back into. Okay, so as we freed up some cap, I feel like we have a quarterback here in James Morgan who's just going to be there as just a backup. Fullback, a position that we could just sign just to have the player there. So signing someone like Danny Vitale, obviously to, okay, maybe like someone like Patrick DeMarco, obviously to a cheaper deal, as we don't necessarily need a fullback, but we're just going to have one just for run blocking purposes. Receiver core is just going to stay this way. I like how that looks. The left tackle position is good with Mekhi Becton. The guard position is good as well. The center position, we can always draft the center. The right guard, I'm thinking of drafting. I think they would go and draft the right guard. For right tackle position, as difficult as it looks, I feel like the Jets would sign someone like DJ Fluker just to solidify that right side for the time being, as he's not the long-term option, of course, but it's just someone to keep around. As the D-line position as well, something we have to address. So the Jets would obviously give someone a long-term deal, like Snacks. They would sign Snacks to a long-term deal just for that 1-year prove-it deal, just to help out with the line. And we have Quinnen Williams, of course. Linebacker position, this position that we're gonna really need some assistance, but other than that, we're gonna have to leave that alone for as of right now. I feel like Anthony Walker Jr. is someone the Jets would go after, as he's a solid middle linebacker from the Colts. He's only 26. And then right outside linebacker position, they would just have to sign anybody. So Nick Vigil would probably be the move they go for. Yeah, Nick Vigil would probably be the move they go for, as I don't even know the scheme these guys run. When the quarterback situation is situated, free safety is good. We just need a backup for Marcus May. And someone like Jalen Mills can be the backup for us, as he would be like that dime cover safety that would help out a lot. So we signed those players. Let's see if we get them. So we get Snacks, the safety, the right tackle, the right outside linebacker, the middle linebacker, and the D tackle. So that's good. So right before the draft, we are looking pretty well. So after this, let's get right into the draft. It is now draft week, guys. It is now time for the draft. The Jaguars have the first pick in the first pick in the draft. They select quarterback Trevor Lawrence. We have the second pick. You guys should obviously know who we're going for. We're going for Zach Wilson, quarterback out of BYU. He's going to be the future of this franchise. 76 overall. He's ranked number 9 in true value. Drafted him at number 2. Zach Wilson is now the future of the Jets. And let's go to our next pick. For our next pick in the draft, as we have pick 23, we have a couple players to look at. Let's look at the scouted players. And as we do have some potential players here that we could draft, we're going to go with the offensive line position, like Quinn Manners, as he's a late first rounder. So we're going to draft him. 74 overall, ranked number 22, true value, drafted at number 23. That's our new starting right guard, Quinn Manners. So we have another pick going on. Now we're into round 2. There are some players left here. We see Najee Harris is left here. He's projected early first rounder. We're going to draft him. Good pick, ranked number 8 in true value, drafted number 34. So we have a new quarterback, running back, and right guard crew. So that's looking pretty nice. So another position that the Jets go for is a cornerback in Tyson Campbell. He's ranked number, he's overall 71. We draft him as to help bolster that crew. Now we have our third round pick. A position they go for would be a lineman, of course. If there's a right tackle available, no. But if there's a left tackle, they would. But the right tackles don't look as good as I'd like them to be. So they go with a right outside linebacker and Chris Rumpf II. He's a speed rusher, ranked number 72 true value, drafted him at number 66. So that's a good value there for outside linebacker. Kyle Trask gets drafted to the Tennessee Titans. Very, very interesting to see that happen. As next position we go for, maybe middle linebacker Jabril Cox. We didn't really scout him, but let's see if he would be a move for us. 62, nah, he was a reach. But, you know, reaches are supposed to happen in the draft. But we have one more pick that we're going to focus on, as we still need to address the D-line position. So addressing the D-line position is what we're going to do. Look for a D tackle, Jordan Davis. He fits the scheme. Projected mid-4th rounder. And that's what he would have been, a mid-4th rounder. So that's pretty solid. So we're going to go to the end of the draft and go look at the team. So now we're here at the preseason week 1, and this is what the offense looks like. We got Quinn Manners, new right guard. We got DJ Fluker as the right tackle. Offensive line is a little bit better than last year. We got Robert Tonyan, new receiver. We got new running back, new quarterback, new offense going on here, which is looking pretty solid. Defense, Anthony Walker and Blake Cashman and JC are going to be all starting as CJ Mosley is still injured. But D-line is looking pretty stout, better than before. We have a good amount of corners here that could help us out. And the safeties are looking pretty well. So in this first year of this rebuild, I really feel like this team will be pretty solid. So let's see how they do at the end of the season. So it looks like we didn't make the playoffs in the first year of this rebuild. But I have a feeling we did pretty well. And if not, we were just right there. We went 8-8. We went 8-8. Patriots were 9-7. So we had a good first year. This man, Zach Wilson, led the offense. We were 9th on offensively, and defensively we were 26th, so the defense still needs some improvement. Zach Wilson, 33 touchdowns, 12 picks. Pretty good for his first year, 4.4K passing yards. Najee Harris had 12 touchdowns, along with 798 rushing yards. Pretty nice. Corey Davis and Jamison Crowder both had over 1,000 yards. Pretty nice to see that Corey Davis is really coming into his own, so that's a great signing by us. Tonyan, great signing as well. 10 TDs, 990 yards, 92 receptions. Phenomenal. That's just phenomenal. Defense, we got a great amount of interceptions from the looks of it. It looks like a great amount, but we didn't get as many sacks as we needed, so that's probably what got us the most, with Snacks at 5 sacks. Interceptions, though, Marcus May had 5, CJ Mosley had 2, Anthony Walker had 2, Fabian Moore had 2, Jalen Mills had 2, and Jason Verrett had 1. So that's pretty nice to see that. Let's see the playoff bracket, see if in the first year, if the Jaguars made it. Jaguars did make it. Wow. Okay, Jaguars made it. Let's see how the other the rookie quarterbacks did in their first year. Yeah, I mean, Zach Wilson did pretty nice, I assume. Matt Stafford, still on this team, of course. Washington football team, Sam Darnold, they didn't even start. the Washington football team went for Jameis Winston, and he had 25 touchdowns and 8 picks. Wow. Tyrod Taylor is the new quarterback on the Saints. Okay. Very interesting to see. Very, very interesting to see. Kyle Trask did get some PT, but let's look at the NFL overall as a whole. Deshaun Watson led the league in passing yards. Zach Wilson was 5th in passing yards. Trevor Lawrence, 38 touchdowns, 14 picks. A little bit better than Zach Wilson with the touchdowns, but he threw 2 more interceptions and less passing yards, but he had a higher pass rating, so that's very interesting to see. Patrick Mahomes had 37 touchdowns, 6 picks. What's new? Kaepernick is a starter on the Giants. That's very interesting to come across. Let's see if we could see if any of the other quarterbacks got in. Like, for example, Trey Lance did not. Jalen Hurts did not. Justin Fields got drafted to the Broncos. He did not get in either. So that's very interesting to see. Let's see if our guy got Rookie of the Year. And Super Bowl is Giants Browns with what's his name as quarterback, with Kaepernick as quarterback. Corey Davis probably won like Pro Bowler, so there was a great signing by us. And let's look at the yearly awards as to see who won MVP. Deshaun Watson did. Coach of the Year went to Matt LaFleur. And let's look at if we won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie went to Trevor Lawrence over Zach Wilson and Najee Harris. Very interesting to see. And they got also Defensive Rookie of the Year. Very interesting to see. But, alright. That's cool. That's cool. Now, we're not going to focus too much on the draft as we don't really see the players going on in the future. So, that's why we're just going to like focus on free agency and work on that. But let's just re-sign some certain players. Alright, certain players we're going to re-sign for sure is John Franklin Myers, D-end. Played pretty well for us. I think he's going to be a great future piece for us. So he's re-signed to the team. We're going to let Jason Verrett walk as he was captain, but we're going to re-sign Jameson Crowder as he gives us that veteran presence. And he was a great receiver for us during the season. But he wants to test free agency. If that's the case, then we have to let him walk and we're going to have to let Corey Davis be our main guy and let the other guys develop. So I think that's a position of need that we go for. And Jason Verrett wants to walk as well. Snacks had a good year for us. He had 5 sacks. So I don't think it would be too bad re-signing him just to play for us. But he wants to test free agency as well. Okay, so Folorunso, you got to get re-signed as you're a very solid D tackle. So we re-sign him. Joey Sly, your kicker. We're just going to re-sign you, give you a deal. Whatever, that's fine. DJ Fluker played pretty well at the right side for us. We could just re-sign him to a 1-year deal just to have him hold it down again. But he's not interested in signing. Braxton Berrios as a slot receiver. He provided us some depth. So I don't think it would be too bad re-signing him. So we have Braxton back. Christopher Herndon as the backup to Robert Tonyan. He's a pretty solid backup option to have. So we re-signed him. Then we got Pat Elflein, backup left guard. We could re-sign him as well. So we have him as a backup. Kyle Phillips is a depth DN, but he's asking for a lot of money. And Lane Taylor, we don't need you anymore. We have our right guard. And Josh Malone, just a receiver we'll sign just to have this depth as well, as he won't be too bad for us. And then the backup safeties, we're going to let you guys walk as you guys are asking for a lot. Browns beat the Giants 30-8. Very interesting to see. But let's advance to next week. Look at what the team needs, address that, and then see if what else we could do. But look at this. We see that Zach Wilson is an 82 superstar development. Same with Najee Harris. Same with our right guard. Same with Mekhi Becton. And Corey Davis became a superstar, which is really, really nice to see that we made a great signing with him. And we're probably going to have to draft a receiver or sign a receiver just to have that depth positions, to have some reliability. But offense is looking pretty stout. Pretty nice. And I feel like right tackle's position will address. And we'll probably sign a receiver as well. And maybe some defensive players as well too. Chris Rumph is we're going to keep working on him. We definitely need to upgrade the pass rush as well and definitely get a corner. But this team is trending in the right direction as we were 8-8 in our first year in this rebuild. So it's not too bad at all whatsoever. And J.J. Watt's a free agent, but I don't think that's a position we go for. Right tackle, Braden Smith. I think the Jets go all out trying to get either Braden Smith or Orlando Brown. A player that will attract more, probably Orlando Brown is who they would want. They give him a maximum deal. People would say, oh, they're overpaying for Orlando Brown. No, they're just trying to get the right tackle of the future. So that's what they go with. They get Orlando Brown Jr., or hopefully if he signs. They sign Wes Schweitzer as a backup. Wes Schweitzer as a backup just in case. Center is good. Left guard is good. Left tackle is good. Left end position, John Franklin Myers is who we're going with. D tackle position, they do need help there. So signing someone like Danny Shelton could help plug up the middle along with Fuller Runso. So that would be pretty nice. And then right end, we have Quinton Williams doing his thing. We have Terrell Basham at that left outside position, but he's still not enough for us, as we would need just some type of pressure to get there, as we do have some pass coverage linebackers. So someone like Dorian O'Daniel, the people think, oh no, they're giving him a lot of money, but he'll help out and be that veteran presence as well. Middle linebacker position, CJ Mosley, position we're going to have to move because he is getting old, as we do need a corner as well. But as of right now, this is the corners we're going with. They'll probably end up signing someone like Eli Apple just for depth. That's going to be the weaker part of the team, but that's just the players they go for just to have that depth. And then just to have a backup free safety, they sign Rodney McLeod just to be that dime position to help out, just like Jalen Mills. And the kicker punter position is good. And then let's see if they sign with us. Let's see if we attract these free agents to join our team. Dorian O'Daniel, right guard, right tackle. So everyone accepted. So that's pretty nice. We upgraded our team most definitely, which is pretty good to see. We're going to see if we could trade away CJ Mosley for a pick. As we searched and searched and searched, CJ Mosley does not attract anybody on the trade market, as his value seems to be very, very down. So what we do, we look to see if he is a penalty if we get rid of him. So he's not that much of a penalty. So we would actually gain a lot of money if we release him. So that's what we do. We release him into free agency and free up cap, as he is getting older, and we have younger guys that we want to develop and see succeed on the team. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at more free agents, see if now that we've freed up some cap, freed up a plus 10 mil, if there's any positions we can get, as we do have our right tackle of the future. We do need the number 2 wide receiver. We really do. So obviously Robbie Anderson would not go back to the Jets, but someone like Michael Gallup, a deep threat receiver, 6'1", he's smaller, but he could definitely get the job done. I think the Jets give him a full deal, and they would seem like they overpaid him, but in reality they didn't, because they're getting a great player. So Danny Shelton, we're still waiting on him to sign as well. Dorian O'Daniel has gone on the team. Middle linebacker is now a position that we have to kind of address and kind of look at. So to add some depth, we signed someone like Christian Kirksey to a 2-year deal where he's just a backup to Anthony Walker, and now that position has depth on the team. And the safety position is good, so let's see if we get the D tackle and the so Christian Kirksey, Danny Shelton, and Michael Gallup did accept their deals, so that's looking pretty nice as we now solidified our offense. And let's take a look at the team now and see what they look like and what positions still are needed. As we have our right tackle, offensive line is looking pretty stout, a huge crew. We got Michael Gallup now. Corey Davis is elite. Zach Wilson has a newer target, a newer good reliable option as a target. Middle linebacker core is pretty solidified with the D-line also, and the corners are looking pretty okay. Not the best, but the defense will get it done, hopefully. And with that being said, let's sim to the draft and see who we draft. Okay, so we'll take a look at the draft recap, see who the Jets picked up, as we don't know how many picks we had, but we ended up drafting a safety, a linebacker, a safety, a running back, a safety, another corner, a left tackle, a middle linebacker, and another corner. So that's what the Jets that's what we went for with getting those positions. So nonetheless, we're an 83 offense and a 79 defense. We saw the squad. We're going to sim to the regular season. I'm sure you guys the team one more time, upgrade the players, and then we're going to sim to see if they make the playoffs and do something. Players are back on the team. They're ready for week 1. They're ready for action. 84 offense, 79 defense. Let's take a look at the offense, see how well they've progressed. Zach Wilson is an 82. Najee Harris is an 82. Corey Davis is looking good. Michael Gallup is looking good. O-line is looking pretty stout, pretty solidified now. Defense is looking pretty nice as well. We got a good amount of linebackers, good D-line. This team has potential to do something nice. So let's see if that's the case. Without further ado, let's sim to the end of the season and see if we make the playoffs. And we make the playoffs. We go 10-6 with the Jets. We make the playoffs. We have a home game. We progressed better. We won 2 more games now. So that's looking pretty nice. With the upgrades ability, we have an 87 offense and 80 defense. Lots of players unlock some abilities. So we won our division as the Patriots and Bills both went 9-7 equally. So it was a tough division. Our offense was 10th. Zach Wilson 8th. Of course, I see those 40 touchdowns. And our defense was 27th. So defense wasn't as good, but offense held up their end. Zach Wilson 40 touchdowns, 15 picks, 101 passer rating, 65 completion percentage. Najee Harris had 995 yards and 7 TDs, 5 yards away from 1,000 yards, not too bad. Receivers, Corey Davis 8 again, 9 TDs along with 1,100 yards. Then we have Michael Gallup with 904 yards, 8 TDs. Tunyon, 9 TDs, 790 yards. Braxton Berrios did his thing as well. That's very nice to see. Defensively, looks like we got a good amount of interceptions from what I could see. We had 8.5 sacks from Quinton Williams. John Franklin Myers at 7.5, so the big step up this year with these guys with sacks, which I like to see. Interceptions, Marcus May with 4, Blesson Austin with 2, Eli Apple with 2, Fabian Morrow with 2, Blake Cashman and Dorian O'Daniel both with a pick apiece. And then with the Jaguars, let's see how Trevor Lawrence did. 33 touchdowns, 13 picks, 70 completion percentage, 106 passer rating. So statistically, I think Zach Wilson had a better year. Nick Foles went off. So Trevor Lawrence was 2nd in passing yards, while Zach Wilson was 5th or 6th. Yeah, he was 6th in passing yards. Let's see if any other quarterbacks from our draft class. Let's see. Any other quarterbacks from our draft class do anything? From the looks of it, no. Sam Darnold is on the Buccaneers. He had 20 touchdowns, 10 picks. So yeah, no one else did much of anything. But we made the playoffs. Let's look at the playoff bracket and see how we did. So we finished 3rd. We were 3rd seed. Patriots made the playoffs as well as being the 7th seed. Jaguars did not make the playoffs. Very interesting. Okay, Washington football team made it. But we saw that Sam Darnold was on the Buccaneers. Did they make the playoffs? They did not. They did not. Saints and Falcons did. And I think the Panthers did as well. So Jaguars didn't make the playoffs the first year. They made the playoffs the first year. We didn't. But this year we do. Zach Wilson is in the 88 now. Najee Harris is in 86. Big step ups for these guys. Huge step ups. Corey Davis is now 90. Offensive line is looking pretty stout. Pretty nice. Defense players are progressing pretty nicely. Quinton Williams is now at 90. John Franklin Myers is a 80 now too. So players progress really nice in the 2nd year of this team. So let's see if we could do something in playoffs, as it's Zach Wilson versus Joe Burrow in the first game of the playoffs in his career, and we lose 28-24 in our first game. Disappointing, very disappointing. And we also had one new injury. Our backup broke his thumb. I'm actually kind of interested to see what we do in the next year. I mean, we should have made the playoffs. We should have won that first game. We should have. But let's into the offseason and see if we could re-sign some players and then shore up some loose ends and see if they could run it back one more time. And this time we don't do too much with when it comes to like signing the players. But Saints beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl. So the Bengals went all the way this year. Wow. They went all the way and just lost. But we got to re-sign our big guns, our big guys who felt out the team. Quinton Williams, Captain Williams, has to get re-signed for sure. This is a big deal we're giving him as he's only 25. So we get Quinton Williams back. That's without a doubt. Fabian Morrow, 1-year deal as a cornerback is not too bad. We're going to give him a deal as well. But he wants to test out free agency, so we're going to let him walk. We got a D-tackle, Danny Shelton. I think he's great as to pair up next to our boy, so we're going to re-sign him as well. Connor McGovern has been a solid center, but we're going to let him walk. And Joey Sly always wants another deal. We're going to give him this deal, though. But he wants to test out free agency. Blesson Austin had a great year, so we get him back. Alex Lewis as a left guard. We're going to sign him as he's just going to be depth, but he wants to test out free agency. Blake Cashman, we're going to give him a deal, sign him back to the team. And then we got Pat Elfin, who wants to walk, but we're gonna sign one of you guys back. One of you guys got to come back to help out the team, of course, but you're not interested in signing. Got this running back. So the rest, we're just gonna let them walk. So left guard is gonna be a position of need that we go after, and cornerback as well. So let's see what we need to do here. So available free agents, Grady Jarrett's available. That'd be great if we went after him. Player like Matthew Ioannidis wouldn't be a bad player to go after, but a cornerback is definitely something the Jets are missing out on. So someone like, we would need a younger cornerback, obviously. So someone like Mackenzie Alexander could do the role as he's a slot corner, but I do see the Jets going with someone older, giving a 1-year deal to Kyle Fuller just to shore up, to give that, you know, that veteran presence of like, okay, we have a good kicker, or not a kicker, we have a good corner who could help us out. So that'd be the best case scenario for that position. And then we have the kicker here in Brandon McManus. We got him. Punter is good, I believe. Yeah, he's good. Linebackers, I'm not really too worried about the linebacker position, as we do have some studs there at that position. So there's no worries there. Right end is good. D tackle, considering getting Matthew Ioannidis just to help, which wouldn't be too bad. But let's see if we could get some offensive line help, so just to have onto the team. So we signed someone like Billy Turner as a backup. Right guard, we have Manners, who's gonna be a GOAT for us, who's a superstar guard that we drafted, which I'm very glad we did. And then we also have the center position, which we're gonna actually have to get after in this draft. Not in this draft, in this rebuild. So signing someone like Brandon Linder, a 1-year deal is a little bit much though for him. So we're gonna have to go with someone like, if we go Trey Hawkins, wouldn't be too good. Connor McGovern's already 30. Might as well go for a young guy as well, like not that big of a deal. So we go Mitch Morse, give him a 1-year deal, see if he signs with us, gives us more solidarity at the position. We don't have a left guard, which is something I did not know. So we're gonna sign Bradley Bozeman to address that position. And then left tackle is good, I presume. Tight end is good. Fullback, where we don't need one. Running back is good. Quarterback is good. So we're going to sim to the next week, see if we sign everybody, and see if we'd have enough to give Matthew Ioannidis a deal. But if not, that's okay. We're going to keep it the same. Kyle Fuller accepted. Kicker accepted. Right guard, left guard, right tackle accepted. So that's pretty nice to see. We still need to get that right guard, though. Oh, no, we already have a right guard. So wait, did we just address every position? No, I don't think we did. I think either someone signed with someone else. Might have go, yeah, Mitch Morse. We're still waiting on Mitch Morse. But Matthew Ioannidis is still sitting here. It's a player I really want to get after. We're going to give him a deal. I really want to get after that player. I feel like he'll help us out a lot on the D-line, because our defense still hasn't been ranked as high. So let's see if Mitch Morse and Matthew Ioannidis sign with us. Matthew Ioannidis and Mitch Morse sign with us. So that's great. That's very good. It's very good to see. We'll advance to next week. So the draft is here. Let's take a look at the team now, since we kind of just shored up some loose ends. We got a solid #1 corner now. Our offensive line is still looking pretty good. We got a better left guard now. Tight end receivers are looking pretty solid, of course. Zach Wilson is now a 90. He's an X factor now. Linebackers are good. D-line, we have Matthew Ioannidis now, so our D-line is pretty stacked. And then we have Kyle Fuller, a real #1 corner, over 80 now. Zach Wilson is a 90 with a bazooka, so he has a cannon. He has a superstar X factor, so it's a great quarterback that we selected. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna sim. Let's sim past the draft and see who they pick up. Now let's take a look at the draft recap. We ended up drafting a cornerback, a running back, another corner, a middle linebacker, a right end, a right outside linebacker, and a middle linebacker. So we just got some more depth on the team. So we're going to sim to next week. It's going to be first week of the preseason. And then we're going to sim to the regular season, as our first game will be against the Patriots. So now that it's here, third season under with Zach Wilson under the helm. He has his first taste of playoff football. Now wants to get his revenge. 87 offense, 77 defense. We look at the offense, pretty amazing. Pretty great team who's gonna do great things for the squad, obviously. In the defense, oof, somebody's injured, or someone walked. We don't have any middle linebackers. Wait, what happened to Blake Cashman? Blake Cashman is gone. Marcus May is gone. We have a lot of injuries on the team. I did not know that. We have some injuries on the team I was not aware of, but that's surprising. I let Dorian O'Daniel walk. So Marcus May has a ruptured disc, but nonetheless, I still think the team will do good. But let's see how we go as we go into the playoffs. All right, so as we look at it, we made the playoffs again. We went 9-7, third seed in our division, but it looks like the Patriots and the Bills made the playoffs as well. So it's good to see that we made the playoffs for a second year in a row. So the consistency is there now with Zach Wilson. So we look like a very viable team. Zach Wilson got a new ability unlocked. We're in 89 offense now with an 80 defense. Let's look at the statistics, see how well we did. Our offense was second in the NFL. Zach Wilson had the most passing yards and fifth in passing TDs, and our defense was 16th. So we had a way higher defense. Zach Wilson had 39 touchdowns, 13 picks, 104 passer rating. So he's looking like the real deal. Najee Harris had over 1,000 yards. Receiving, Michael Gallup had over 1,000. Corey Davis was 4 away from 1,000. Robert Tonyan, again, another solid season for him as a tight end. Braxton Berrios, 8 as well. Defense, as we were ranked 16th. Let's see how we did with the sacks-wise. Okay, let's see. Sacks-wise, 11 sacks for Matthew Ioannidis, so great addition to the team as he had 11 sacks. 5 for Quinnen Williams, 5 for Jalen Franklin Myers. This is pretty nice to see. And then interceptions, 2 for Eli Apple, 1 for Damian Adams, 1 for Ashton Davis, 1 for Marcus May, 1 for Kyle Fuller, and 1 for Chris Worley. So our offense was second in the NFL, or our defense was 16th. So our offense has just been propelling highly. And the playoff bracket, let's see. Jaguars made the playoffs. Okay. And we made the playoffs as well. Very interesting to see. We were the 7th seed. Very nice. But Jaguars made it. Let's see how Trevor Lawrence did before we simulate to see the playoffs. But Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, 29 touchdowns, 7 picks, 107 passer rating. Not better than Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson must have been MVP because he's been torching it up with almost 40 touchdowns every season, literally since he's got into the league. So he's been looking pretty well, looking pretty nice actually. Zach Wilson's now 93. Offensive line is amazing, of course. Tight end core is pretty good. Receivers are pretty good. But Zach Wilson is now 93. He's been tearing it up. He really has been tearing it up. But we had some injuries with our linebackers. Very interesting to see. D-line is still healthy. Corners are pretty good. And safeties are doing their thing. So hopefully we can bounce back and get a dub as we face Justin Herbert and the Chargers in the first round of playoffs. Let's see if we can do something about that. And we won 31-24. We beat them. Zach Wilson gets his first W as a Jets in the playoffs. So revenge tour is definitely there. We have one new injury to look at. Okay, so Matthew Ioannidis has a foot fracture, so now our starter is now out. So he's out for the rest of the playoffs, but he was there to help us win the first game. So we're here against the 12-4 Titans. It's an away game, of course. We won 40-34. So blow for blow game. We're in the conference championship now. Very interesting to see. We're in the conference championship against our division rivals, the Patriots. We have one new injury. Hopefully it's not someone too significant. Kyle Fuller, our number 1 corner, has dislocated his elbow, so he's out for 5 weeks. So he's out for the playoffs as well. But we're facing the Patriots, who are 10-6. So it's very interesting to see. As in the NFC, it's the Bears and the Packers. So 2 division rivals are going after each other, and to see who makes the Super Bowl. As Patriots have Cam Newton has 41 touchdowns, 12 picks, and Cam Newton's been on a tear from the looks of it. But I have a feeling we could stop them, as we were only 9-7. We're only 9-7. They were 10-6. So it's either Cam or Zach Wilson that makes it to the Super Bowl. So let's see. Patriots versus Jets. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, we lost by 6. Damn, it's Patriots Bears in the Super Bowl. We were right there, yo. We were right there. We beat the number 2 seed. We beat the number 1 seed, but we couldn't beat the number 4 seed. It's crazy. Very crazy to see. But congrats to them. Congrats to the Patriots. They did it. But let's upgrade our players. Looks like, okay, I thought Zach Wilson would get like an MVP thing, but I guess not. But let's look at the Pro Bowl roster, see who made the Pro Bowl. As Zach Wilson made the Pro Bowl along with Trevor Lawrence. Okay. Running backs, no one. Offensive line, receivers, Michael Gallup made it. Okay. Okay. Tight end, no one. Offensive line, Manners made it, and Orlando Brown. So our right side made it. D-line, Matthew Ioannidis. Okay. Linebackers, no one really. Cornerbacks, no one really. Ashton Davis made it, though, as a safety for us. So that's pretty nice to see. So we made it to the conference championship in our 3rd year. So I think that's a really great rebuild. I think that's honestly really nice. But hopefully you guys enjoyed watching the video. This was rebuild number 2, part of the rebuild series. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching. Hit the like button for more. Next team will probably be, I don't even know who has the 3rd pick. I think the Dolphins, but who knows. But we're going to see what we're going to do with that team. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching. Remember, you got to be a fiend to succeed. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.